Okay, hi. I'm going to show you how to build forecasting and comparative reporting in Xero HQ, so you can apply it across all of your Xero clients. Okay, so if you don't have a high number of Xero clients in your accounting firm or bookkeeping firm, then you probably should not continue with this. Okay, it's going to create a lot of automation for accounting and bookkeeping firms that have a high number of Xero clients. You're quite possibly already using Xero HQ, what you can see on your screen here, for either management reports or compliance financial statements, or both. Okay, all right. So you need to have that, number one. Number two is you need to have report code knowledge. Okay, if you don't have report code knowledge, this is going to be a bit of a struggle for you. Quickly, I'll show you what report code knowledge is. I'll just go up here. So this is under accounting and then advanced. And what it is report code screen. If you've never been here before and you think, oh, what's this? You probably don't go ahead. Probably just stop. Okay, and just don't bother with this because it might be a bit too much for you. So if you tick all those boxes, I think it might be quite valuable for you to stick around. I'm going to walk you through the build process now, and just bear in mind it's what day is it today? God, Saturday the 18th of April 2020 at 2:21 p.m. And I'm as up to date as I can be about JobKeeper stuff. So, GST turnover decline, I'm in that Facebook group and I follow all the posts, and I think I'm 75% confident, and, yeah, that's a conservative estimate. So I'm going to build this. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully it does the trick. If it doesn't, just shoot me an email and I'll see if I can, help you out, whatever. Okay. So up the top, here we go. All right. So get in your driver's seat. You're going to have to follow me step by step. If you don't, it'll probably break, or you'll probably lose that inefficiency. So I'm going to go through it in quite technical detail. If your screen ends up not looking like what I show you, go back and make it happen. Okay? Make sure everything I show you, you've got an identical match on your end. Otherwise, you might fail. And I want you winning. So, in saying that, let's get started. Okay, so here we are again. All right, we're going to get a new template, and new template. Don't copy from. So, new template. Okay, so click on Untitled and name it that. Monthly JobKeeper GST Turnover Tester. Okay, what I want to get you in the habit of is saving draft. Save draft. Okay, down the bottom there, bottom right. That's your friend. That's your very good friend. Okay, what we want to do is first change the date range. Date is going to be last month. Okay, let's go there and update. We are going on months. All right. First thing we want to do is insert, add a report. We want an income statement, and we want Xero's company one. Type the word income statement. Now you want the one right at the top there, Xero/company/annual accounts, okay? Do not choose one that you've created. Choose Xero's. Reason being is I don't know what you've done. I know what's in here. Okay, all right. First thing, report settings. Get rid of the previous period. And this is also where you can change the accounting basis if you need to jump between accruals and cash. Let's leave it default accruals at the moment. I'm just going to get rid of show decimals and update. Okay, so now I'm going to have one column for March. Just going to hit save date again. Now I'm previewing the demo company. All right. If you don't know what the demo company is, you probably shouldn't be here. Okay, so up here, options, preview. I'm previewing for the demo company. Now I've got data in the demo company for all of January 20, April 20, May 20, June 20, July 20, August 20. Okay, and 12 months prior to that. Okay, so what you won't see the same data that I've got. Okay, the financial figures I've got are going to be completely different. Okay, so let's give this a name. We're going to give this a new name. We're going to call it Control C, GST turnover comparatives. Okay, we just renamed the income statement. All right, GST turnover comparatives. All right, next one, we're going to insert another report. I want you to type the word executive. 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 Xero management report, okay? Executive. Executive. Add. Get rid of that one. All right, and I'll probably get rid of, shut up. Get rid of that too, and save draft. So we've just got a nice name, executive summary, and we've got a block of text. Okay, so I'm going to give you this text above here. So I'm going to give you this down the bottom here. It's going to be in the, in the notes somewhere. So Control C. Now you're going to have your own signature. Okay, you're going to have your own signature. That's all good. And paste. And Control A, get rid of the bold. Just tidy up that. Might give that a bit of bold. That I'm going to highlight yellow. Okay. Now I've got a field for my practice address, my practice name, etc., practice name and address. Done. And I'll just tidy that up a little bit more. Done. Save. Now I know I kind of went through that in a bit of a rush, but it's all about you just copy and paste the text because you want to apply this across your customer base. Okay, just remember that part there, I've highlighted it yellow for a reason. Okay. Might just drag that one to the top. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go. There you go. Good girl. All right. And save draft. That habit of mine, saving draft. All right. Okay. If you don't know what yellow means, it means that you have to edit that when you're about to produce this for a client. The yellow is like a prompt. It's like, yellow. I've got to get rid of yellow. Right, let's go back here. Now, this is going to get really, really technical. So you need to follow me. I'm going to go slowly. You need to follow me step by step, okay? Let's keep it tidy, keep it real, keep it professional. In the habit of keeping it professional, just 1 second. And here we go, edit layout. Alrighty. Now I can drink and I can create, so relax. All right, notes column, highlight it blue, go up the top to the rubbish bin, get rid of it, get rid of it. Okay, then come down here, come down here, come down here. Comprehensive income, grab it, drag it just up into here, into other income. Okay, so I just dragged up comprehensive into other. Now I'm going to hit delete. I'm going to get rid of that group too. Okay, and it's going to tell me, what are you doing? And I'm like, proceed anyway. Then I'm going to come down here and I've got total income. The formula's red because it's now wrong. That's a formula. In case you didn't know, F, formula. Okay, over here, I'm going to get rid of what I just deleted. Your new formula is income plus other income equals total income. Okay, kind of straightforward. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, I might change the name of this to GST, income or turnover, whatever. Other, I'm going to change it to maybe non-GST, income. We'll see how that goes. All right, down here in the expense section, like this is not a big deal, but I'd like you to get rid of all. So highlight, shift, highlight, get rid of all the bold in the expense section. So get rid of it there, highlight, delete, Get rid of the bold. Get rid of the bold. Highlight, delete. Okay, we can see there's no more bold in the expense section. There is no more bold. No more bold. No more bold. No more bold. Okay, now click the arrow and click the arrow. Alright, follow, follow. Highlight the direct costs in the opening and closing stock. Highlight, drag out, 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 out into expenses. Into expenses, delete, delete, delete. Same again, back up the top. Trading gross profit. Cost of sales, drag it out, drag it out, drag it out, drag it out to expenses. Don't put it in total income. Cost of sales, delete. Okay. Okay, back up the top here, back up the top. Bold, delete it. Bold, delete it. Bold, delete it. Bold, delete it. Delete, delete, delete. Okay, now this is where I'm going to allow you to catch up and say to you, well, this is what it should look like. Okay, so in here we've got a lot of farming stuff. Probably the main ones are revenue, sale of goods, trading, services. All right, you need to remember the language. Remember the language. Probably those four there. You have to remember the language of those four. Down here is the rest. Okay, I've called it non-GST income. You'll see why soon. Okay, and in expenses there are no groups. And if we go down all the way down the bottom, what you'll notice is this part here I didn't touch. I'm going to leave it. Let's go up the top right, click done. And that was a big part of it, and we're going to click save draft. Alright, actually I might get rid of the footer. If you like having a footer, great, so you can type whatever you want in there. I don't want it, so I'm going to delete it and get rid of it. Okay. Alright, all good. Now there's another thing here, the options. We can have a publishing name. You can have a different name if you want the title of the report. Like if you're going to deliver this to a client, you might want to call it your GST turnover report. Example, because you're giving it to someone. It's going to be a deliverable with your brand and everything on it. Okay, so you can call it whatever you want. Maybe just call it that. Shut up. And save. Alright, now we're back. Okay, this is going to be the fun part. Alright, let's go back into edit layout. Okay, so just a bit of a recap. The GST income group, there's our non-GST income group, and there's our expenses. Not that we care about expenses, because the whole JobKeeper thing's based on GST turnover. Alright, up the top. What you'll notice here, if I click here, we have got March 20. Look over here on this side here, March 20. Xero's giving it a default name, which we can change if we want to, but we're not going to. Okay? We're not going to change it. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to insert date. Don't do anything else, so date. This time we're going to go back and change it to March 2019. Okay, so now we've got two actuals here. Alright, then we're going to go formula. We're going to go March 20 minus March 19. Call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it change. Okay, so now we've got 3 columns. Next one, another formula. Formula. Okay, I want to go change divided by the base. Call it change percentage. Let's show it as a percentage. Okay, so we've got change divided by its base, and done. So what we've got is we've actually got, in this example, we've got GST income that has grown. So year on year, we can turn around and say, oh, well, this is no good for the JobKeeper. This one's no good for the JobKeeper because it's a 40% increase in revenue from March 19, the comparative from last year. So in this case, it's like, oh dear, that's not good. Okay, but remember, these are actuals. All right, what we're looking at here is actuals. All right, there's no forecasting going on here. We have just got actuals. Okay, so just to summarize, what we've created here is a comparative of actuals showing the percentage and change. All right, and hit save draft. Okay, there's one further step. I'm going to give you a little bit more. So I'm going to go add a report. Blank report. Okay, I'm going to give you instructions on how to use it. Okay, so I think it's called what, how, and why. If you spell what properly. And I'm just going to hit edit layout and insert a text block. So up the top, T for text, T, none, done. Okay, so these are instructions. They don't print when you publish because you delete them. Okay, drag them, boom. All right, I'm going to give you this text. Control C, Control V, Control A, Control B to get rid of the bolding, and I'll just do a little bit of editing here. Okay, and like I said, this doesn't get published, and done. Save draft. Okay, we are good. So, bit of a summary. We've got what, how, and why. So those instructions that you've copied and pasted. Your executive summary. Okay, this is going to be the type of stuff, the conversations you'll have with your clients, with your signature, and then it is your GST turnover comparatives report that we created. Okay, now we've just created it for March. I'm going to show you a couple of options moving forward about how to change it. Okay, now what you might be thinking is, okay, that's great, we've done a comparative on actuals, but how are we going to do some forecasting? All right, well, I believe with JobKeeper is that as BAS agents and tax agents, we, with our judgment, are going to be able to decide upon projected GST turnover. So with that in mind, I guess we would apply a percentage decline that we expect to happen. And the only way we can really do that is to consider all the factors about our clients' businesses and look at historical data, you name it, what can we do? And thing is, each client's going to be different. Each client's going to have their own kind of, nuances and characteristics and, life of the business, you name it. You know your clients better than anyone. So what I think I'll do next is I'll show you how to use it for a client and then the kind of things you can kind of play with to automate it further, and also to use it for, April 20, May 20, June 20, July, August, September 20, right up until the 1st of October. Okay, so let's move into the next phase, which is trying to make it useful for clients. All right, so ready to use, click ready to use, and good to go. Now that you've clicked ready to use, what that is you can now use this report across your entire customer base on Xero. Okay, good. So there we go. Boom. Monthly JobKeeper GST turnover tester. All right. I am here in the demo company. Okay. First thing I just need to do is make sure everything's mapped properly. Now, the key thing is the revenue report codes. Okay. You need to make sure all the relevant accounts are mapped into the right report codes. let me just jump over. This is the demo. These yellow dots mean they need looked at. They're on the For Review tab. I'm going to jump over here because I know I've only used one account for this client. Okay, this client has got one account, and it's a sales account, and it's account 200. Okay, so it's really, really easy. If you've got a client with multiple accounts, you need to exercise your judgment as to whether or not they would be included in a GST turnover assessment. All right, so you need to know. What I'm going to show you next is what you should do if you find an account that you think, I want that included in my GST turnover assessment. Okay, you need to find that account here, and you need to do this. All right, sales. It's going to open up this page here. Now, just quickly, it's got assets, liabilities, expense, revenue, equity. Okay, what you want to do is make sure this account that you want included falls into the trading revenue category. Revenue.trading. Okay, you're probably just going to jump between these two, sale of goods and services. Now, just forget about the detail you see right here. Don't look around too much. Don't overwhelm yourself. I just want you to know that if you want it to appear in the GST turnover section, make sure it's one of these, and it could be one of the farm ones, but make sure it's one of that, or that, or that, or farming as well. Okay, so revenue.trading, and done. Now, for all other revenue accounts that you don't want in GST turnover, get them out of trading revenue then. So for example, see this one here, interest income. We do not want it in GST turnover. So we need to map it to something else that's not trading revenue. Okay, it's not trading revenue. All right, so we want it to map it to that. Now I'm thinking, if you can't figure it out, just map it to other revenue. Boom, that one. Just map it to other revenue and get it out of GST income. Get it out of there. Get it out of there. You don't want it. Okay, and done. Okay. So when you run your report, if you think, why is that account in my GST group and I don't want it there, come and remap it. Okay, good, great. All right, I'm going to run this report. Accounting, reports. And I called it this. So I'm going to highlight it, give it a star, and click on it. All right, so now all this stuff comes up. Now this is the instructions and how to do it, why to do it. Okay, so it's there to help you. If not, whatever, move on. Okay, best thing to do is go to the GST turnover comparatives report, and what you'll see here is that there's your figures for March 20 compared to March 19. Okay, compared to March 19, there's the change. We're actually up by 40%. Okay, so we're up by 40%, which we're kind of thinking, oh, that's not good. Okay, I really wanted to show that, we're down by 40%. Okay, which is all good. Now, a couple of options you've got. What you might want to do is, if you wanted to run it for April, we're going to bring the exact same one in. I might just put April 20 in the name. Okay, but as you can see here, March. All right, but edit layout, quickly change the dates. March 20, April 20, March 19, April 19, and done. Okay, and now we can see in our revenue that we've actually got a decrease. We've got a decrease here. Okay, so just remember, this is all based on actuals. This is not forecasting yet. Forecasting is going to come next. Okay, so we're just looking at actuals. All right. Now, you're probably thinking, could I have had just, a March 20 report on the list here, and an April 20 report on the list, and a May 20 report, and a June 20 report? The answer is yes, we could have done that at practice level. We still can. Okay, so just keep that in mind if you're thinking, I would really, really love to have all my months in my template. The answer to that is absolutely we can, and that's definitely an option. Okay. In the meantime, though, you may want to do a little bit of forecasting based on, let's say, April or May 19, maybe May 19, June 19, etc., etc. So why don't we just come up here, add report, GST turnover comparatives, add in our template because that's got all the right info in it. Okay, I might do this one and change it to forecasting March, let's call it April 20. So we've changed the name to forecasting. Okay, so this is how we forecast. So if we go down to edit layout, all right, and of course I'm going to change these, arrow, change, arrow. All right, I might just, to save confusion, kill that and kill that. Kill that, and I might kill that too. So we've only really got April 19, but we want to forecast April 20. We want to forecast April 20. Okay, so up here, top, formula. What do we want to forecast it as? Bracket, April times negative, I'm going to expect it's going to decline by 50% times 0.5. Okay, so we've got April 19 times 0.5. I might just call it, just so it stands out, 50% decline. All right, so let's take a look. Done. All right, so we've now got April 19 with a 50% decline. Now we could have called it April 20, 50% decline, whatever, you can name it whatever you want. Okay, but the point being is you can now see what's happened there. Now if you wanted to do a percentage as well, edit layout. So in here we want to stick formula. You want to go that divided by that. So we have forecast April 20 to be, based on April 19, a 50% decline, and here's our report to back it up. Okay, so let's say we wanted to deliver this to a client. We come up here to executive summary, and we come in here, and the yellow is what we change. So yellow, now we're down at client level. GST turnover will decline by 50% from April 2019 to April 2020. This is based on the fact that the client has seen a massive drop in customer numbers every day assumptions we made was that coronavirus restrictions, spell it properly, restrictions are not going to be relaxed within the reporting period. Done. Okay, and done. All right, and the final step is to publish it and hand it to the client, or you could even be uploading this to the tax office portal, depending on what they do next. Now, we just want to get rid of the instructions. Edit, delete. You don't even have to have the executive summary, okay? There might be some reports you're playing around with that you don't want as well, whatever, okay? Let's just assume that we want to give all these to the ATO, and done, save. Now we've got this here. We can export it to Excel, Google Sheets, or PDF. I don't know what type of file the text. I hope it's one of those three. God, didn't think about that. Export to PDF. Okay, so let's have a look at the finished result. I'll just zoom in a little bit. Okay, so your GST turnover report, and we could have changed the name of it during publish, or we could change that name at practice level, whatever. Okay, so in this case, the executive summary is explaining we think X is going to happen, and here is why it's going to happen, and we are basically saying, well, we're the ones who put this together, so come and talk to us if you disagree. All right, so the first one is, look, this is just a comparative. This might have been a work paper, it might have been internal for you, whatever. Okay, don't mind. Deliverable to your clients, give it to the tax office, whatever. Point being is we have actual comparison here. Okay, so we've got actual comparison. So we've got a good report for actual comparison. Let's just assume that we've done the April accounts. I know it's the 18th today. Let's assume that all the April accounts are done, and now we're done doing a comparison on April, and then we can see the 25% decline, and we're like thinking, oh well, if it keeps going this way, we're definitely going to have, blah blah blah, etc., etc. And then this could either be, this could be the one the ATO wants. Okay, so you might have had to do the forecasting based on April 19 or whatever, etc., etc. And that's the one, and they can see the 50% decline, and all you've done is really apply a formula in that column. You've gone off the actuals, you've applied a formula in that column, and then, and this is the only section here that's really important. Obviously expenses, they're not interested in those. So really the end result is it's going to have your brand on it, should have your logo. If you don't know how to add your logo, you should figure it out. Get into the Xero Help Center. Okay. That's pretty much the sum of it all. That's the real basic outline of how to build it, how to use it. Excuse me. What I'll do next is that I will add a little bit more in this video, and what it's going to have is some other options that you've got for adding in, say, more columns. Instead of having 3 different reports, maybe you can squeeze it all into one, depending on what you're trying to do. So well done on getting through that. Hope it's helpful. I'm not here to sell services to you. This is like, this is the world we live in. We've got to share. We've got to give each other stuff. And, one thing I love about that Facebook group is there's a lot of people willing to share. In this case, I'm sharing. Good luck with it all. Hope it helps. And if you want to look at some more options, stick around, because this video is going to continue on. Awesome. All right, so you're still here. That's good. All right, what we can do, we might have a bit of a play with a few more bits and pieces. Okay, so I'm going to take a copy of what I just created. Might just give it a new name. Multiple monthly, blah, blah, blah. Get the picture. Copy. Okay, so I'm just taking a copy. I'm not going to change the original one. Just want to do, All right. Okay, so what we can do here is we can kind of insert a whole date range for the JobKeeper period. So if we go GST turnover, now make sure you pull it. Now disregard that. That's me playing around. So this is probably what you're going to have. Monthly JobKeeper GST turnover tester. You're going to have that. So I'm going to insert 1, add. Okay. All right. So again. Okay, so I have got to the stage where I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 copies of the exact same report. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change now the names of each report. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to go hyphen March 20. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go hyphen April 20. Okay, so what we've got there is we've now got all the reports with all the different names for those comparative periods. Okay, so we've got it all there, and we're ready to go as we move through the apocalypse. All right, save draft. Okay, there. I'm going to go right back to the start, March 20. March 20 is our date. What we want to do next though is, you guessed it, edit layout. All right, click on March 20, come over here, change it to April. March 19, come over here, change it to April. All right, I'm going over here. Report number 5 will be May. Forget about the red. Boom, boom. Change to May 20. Boom, boom, boom. Change to May 19. Forget about the red. Report number 6. September. And forget about the red, and done. All right. Now you can see I don't have any data in my September one here, but I think I've put some in August. If I go over here, I think I put a journal in August. No, I didn't. Maybe I put one in June 20. I might put one in June 20. Okay, so yeah, I did a journal there just to show all the movement. All right, cool. Now I'll hit ready to use. Now we could actually do like a full-on. We've got another option. Okay, I'll bring it in now. What we'll look at here is like a full massive monster. We're going to forecast the lot type thing. If we go here and bring in the master main report, we could call it, here's an example, GST turnover forecaster. Okay, let's keep this one here. I'm just going to edit layout, and I'm going to get rid of the majority of those columns. I'm going to keep March 20. Okay, I'm keeping March 20. I'm calling it GST turnover forecaster, and done. All right, and ready to use. Let's use this one for a client. So back down at client level, advisor. This one's called multiple monthly JobKeeper turnover tester. Whatever. All right. So let's assume that it's like, April or September or whatever. So we've actually got, these are all actuals that are feeding through. So let's say, we could get up to July, whatever. The report's ready basically for the rest of the year. This report is ready for the rest of coronavirus. All right, so it's all good to go. But what it's lacking is forecasting. Now, putting forecasting at practice level is a little bit challenging because that's the thing is you're going to probably, unless you're going to apply a forecasting formula of like 50% just for the whole practice, for everybody, then you could do that at practice level. Or you do it at client level. Like for example here, GST turnover, this one here, that's where you'd insert your forecaster. Now, we do have the option of putting quite a lot of data in here. Let's say we wanted to base it off go back to July. So we go July. I might put date. I might put, the 6 months, another date column, adding in formulas based on July. So you could do like a formula here, drag it over, and go July, brackets, July times negative 0.5. July decline. Then do one for August, another formula. So you've got plenty of room. Call this one August. Call this one August times negative 0.4%, whatever, and call it August decline. So point being is you've just got a lot of flexibility to basically do whatever the hell you want, really. Do whatever you want. Okay, and we could have inserted a percentage column in there saying, hey, it's 50%, etc., etc. Plenty of room, and you can see, you can do like comparative periods all over the place. So lots of flexibility. Now, just one final thing is, if you thought to yourself, you know what, I want to just apply a 50% decline across my client base, then you should just do it at practice level. Okay, so if we go back up to the practice to this report here, and you just think, you know what, all my clients are going to decline. They're all going to decline by 50%. Easy. Okay, so in your GST turnover forecaster, you'd actually preset the formula. Okay, presetting the date, that's up to you. You can do it if you want, but I'm just going to go with formula. So it's just going to be, I'm just going to have a preset times negative 0.5 and just call it 50% decline, and then do another formula, which is basically the decline divided by the thing, show as a percentage, and decline. So that's your preset. You've done 50% across the entire customer base. So, and look, you can go down and change it for every client at client level. It doesn't have to be 50%. You can have that as your yardstick across the practice up here. And then, each client, you might think, 40%, 70%, 80%, whatever. Point being is you can do it whatever way you want. And ready to use. Okay, so I really hope that was valuable. I know we're in a pretty challenging situation at the moment. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and we don't really know what the future holds. And all this ATO legislation keeps getting rushed through, and all of the stuff. And you get emails, and then the Facebook group, and stuff happens, and we're just like going, I don't know what's going on really. But I think this will help. I think, like I said at the start, if you've got like a large number on Xero, Xero well, you're probably using it for management reports and compliance financial statements, then this could be pretty sweet for you. This could be pretty good. This could be really, really helpful. So good luck with it. I hope everything goes well, and thank you for tuning in.